Well, now it's time for us to bring on our speaker of the day, Todd Vaske. Todd is the owner of Agile Video. As a video producer, Todd says his life is basically a grown-up version of show and tell. He gets to show people new companies, products, and services and tell people all about them. Over the years, he has produced videos for giant corporations, individual business owners, nonprofits, the Food Network, and Animal Planet, just to name a few. He says he's lucky enough to work with the most talented individuals in the industry, allowing him to tell stories for a living. The title of Todd's talk is Come Back When You Have a Solution: Patience, Problem Solving, and Networking. You'll leave today with three things. One, to grow, you need a network. Two, to build a network, you need patience. And three, patience helps you problem solve. Please join me in welcoming Todd Vaske.
Thanks for that introduction, Mark. Greatly appreciated. So just going to get right into it. I learned a valuable lesson from an old boss about 20 years ago. And at that time, I had no idea that I was giving this valuable life lesson that would actually change the course of my career and life in general. I got this lesson in kind of patience and nurturing. So I'm a video producer. Work can be tense sometimes. And 20 years ago, I was working for a company or working for a video production company. And I was putting in 100 hours a week. I think I even had one week where I had 120 hours in one single week. And things were kind of tense. The whole company, I think we had about 10 or 15 people. We were just kind of on edge. Things were building and building. And keep in mind, I was in my early to mid 20s. So I had the answers for everything. And I had my ego was right about yay big or so. So I thought, I'm going to do it. I went into my boss's office and I ranted and I raved and my arms were flailing and I was just, everything was wrong. Now, keep in mind, I don't even remember what the issue was. Personally, I don't remember what my big beef was, but man, it was the most important thing on the planet at that time. And if any of my former coworkers are watching this, they'll know who I'm talking about, because my boss at the time listened for 30 minutes or so of me ranting, and they'll know he just sat like this. And every once in a while, he had a little piece of gum, and he just kind of spit that out, and just kind of. And I was going on and on. Finally, I wrapped it up. I stopped talking. My boss just said, Todd, what's your solution? Again, 23, 24, somewhere in that age. It's thrown back. I don't have a solution. So I got even more angrier. And I went to him and I said, that's why I'm here. You're the boss. You're the owner. Isn't that up to you to, I've got the problem. You have the solution. The boss calmly, he got up, walked over to his door, opened it up, and said, Todd, please come back when you have a solution. Again, stunned. I'm being kicked out of my boss's office. I ranted and raved, and he's not listening to me. So, put that in the back of my head, come back when you have a solution. And I did, what any reasonable person would do, being 23, 24, whatever. And I quit 3 months later. I'd had it. Everything's going to heck. This place is nuts. I'm leaving. But come back when you have a solution. I didn't know it, but it was stuck in the back of my brain. So fast forward about, 3-4 years, and working at another production company. This time I'm a video producer, but also in sales. And so I need to bring in new customers. Doing great with the current customers that were handed to me. I was lucky enough. My boss at that time gave me a lot of great accounts. So that was working all right. But the new customers thing just wasn't, I was struggling. I was struggling on the sales side of thing. Now, I wasn't a natural salesperson. I'm not a natural salesperson. And so again, all of those frustrations from the last place, I'm not being supported. We don't have any marketing going on. I hadn't had any training. I'm a salesperson here, but I haven't had any training. So I was this close to going into my boss's office and just kind of saying, hey, this is why I'm not doing so well on the sales side. But that come back when you have a solution kind of stuck in my head. So I went to a few of the salespeople in the office, asked them what they do, what they're doing to be successful. Talked to other salespeople outside of my organization to get some tips, learn some tricks. And it all kept coming back to one thing I needed to do was to grow my network. I knew I had my group of friends, I had my coworkers, but I didn't have that big group of people that I can rely on and reach out to. So I went to some networking events, joined a few networking groups, went to chamber events, grand openings, golf outings, charity golf outings. And guess what? Magically, nothing happened. I didn't bring in any new clients. And I was kind of hearing through the grapevine that my boss was going to just say, Todd, we're going to make you a project manager, video producer. We're going to take the sales part away. And again, being young, having a bit of an ego and knowing everything, did again exactly what I should do and say, well, it's not my fault, and quit, and went on to another video production company. So now I'm kind of in my late 20s, joined another production company, and my boss there, he said, or he found out that I had sales in my background and said, hey, Todd, you're the video producer, but if you happen to bring in some new clients, we can work out some sort of compensation package. And I thought, oh, that's great. I didn't have the pressure of I have to produce sales. Well, guess what? All of that networking, all of that reaching out to people, it's been about 5 years now, started calling. I started getting new customers. People were looking for things. I was becoming kind of that go-to person. So through networking and patience and problem solving, I was able to build my career and use that as a way to live my life. All because I got kicked out of my boss's office and was told to come back when I have a solution. A couple more stories. I kind of wanted to use the problem solving and networking together for a quick little story here. One of the things I did was a couple presentations for the Better Business Bureau. And after one of them in St. Cloud, Minnesota, a director of marketing came up to me. She was at a woodworking company, and she said, hey, Todd, we're thinking of doing some videos. Would you be interested in chatting? So we talked, and I think I had a proposal and everything put together and sent it off. And she called me and said, hey, we're this close to going with you, but my owners of my company they want to see any kind of woodworking videos you've done. I don't have any, but I'm not going to complain. I've got to solve this problem. So I knew we had another woodworking company actually signed up, and we were going to be producing these videos. So I said, hey, if you give me a month, these videos will be ready. Can I send those to you? Was that enough time? She said, fantastic. Month rolls around, and we haven't even started those videos for various reasons, various obstacles. And so that potential client calls me up and says, hey, we are getting impatient. We do need to see something. So what do? I remember I've got a woodworker in one of the networking groups I'm in. So my boss agreed to let me offer up a free video for this person, for this woodworker, on one caveat, that this is a Thursday and the video needs to be finished by Tuesday, because starting Tuesday, we have a whole bunch of big projects starting up. Okay, so call up my person from my network. He agreed to do a video, shot it Friday morning, started editing it on Friday afternoon, didn't work the weekends. On the weekend, and by Monday afternoon, we had one of the most beautiful videos I've ever produced. To this day, I still use that in my marketing materials. That got me that job for the other woodworking company. Plus, it actually kicked the other project in gear that was kind of being delayed on and off. Another lesson in patience, especially on the networking side of things. You know, that whole push to make sales right now, people don't want to be sold to. They need to be nurtured. So the sales process, at least especially in my industry, is a lot slower. So met a gentleman for coffee. He's somewhat in the industry, in the kind of the advertising, digital advertising industry. Had coffee with him about, 8 years ago or so. You know, one of those, we met, talked, had to, connect a little bit, but nothing ever really came of it until about 5 years after that meeting. My phone rings. I'm in a sales position. I see it's a gentleman's name is Jeff. Who's Jeff? Why is Jeff calling me? And who is Jeff? Oh, I remember. So I answered, and Jeff actually had a client. He said, "Hey, Todd, I've got this video project. My client isn't happy with the video production company they work with. They're too expensive and just don't have the time. Can you do it?" Yes, networking comes through 5 years later. 5 years later, that's just kind of one of the things that just, it baffles my mind how much patience you need when you're in the sales game. I'll give you one last little quick story for you on how patience and networking and problem solving can all work together and lead to success in your career and in your life. Met another graphic designer, went to have coffee at Caribou. Apparently Caribou's my new office, apparently. And same thing as Jeff. This person's name is Danielle. I met Danielle, and we, had our coffee, chatted, great conversation, left. Only 3 months later, I got a call from Danielle, and she said she had a client, a manufacturing client, and they needed motion graphics. They needed a motion graphics video, 4 of them actually. And she said, "Do you do that?" Absolutely, we specialize in that. So I get the deal. We're going to do 4 videos, and hey, problem solving here. Why don't we use Danielle to create some of the icons that we need for this video? So 4 videos led to 8 videos, which led to 12 videos. So now Danielle gave me the referral. I'm able to refer back. We've got 12 projects. My client was thrilled and said, "Hey, do you do still photography?" Hey, I'm in some networking groups. I've got a still photographer. I bring in my still photographer, and he does a great job. That leads to another still shoot with that client. They love it. Now, another one of my clients loves the stills and says, "Todd, we need that." So that's a third still shoot. So a 1 hour conversation, now we're talking like 5 months ago, led to 12 videos and 3 still photography shoots. And I don't have exact numbers in front of me, but I believe that was somewhere in the $60,000 range total for all of us, all because of 1 hour. So why do I go through all of those stories? Because those stories are how I got to where I am today, and they all happened because of that one statement. Todd, come back when you have a solution. I own my own video production company. Started it when I was in my mid-40s, so I kind of had the patience, used that understanding of patience and waited and learned from what to do and what not to do from other production companies I worked at, and life couldn't be any better. So that day that I was kicked out of my boss's office, I learned how to take accountability and for my career and my life, but I didn't realize it. So it's kind of, you got to listen to those little statements you're hearing from people that, and listen, could those change your life? So Came out of that with, don't expect others to solve your problems for you. Complaining and ranting don't fix the issue. My boss wanted me to come back with a solution. Think about a solution. Now, if I had gone back with the solution, my boss probably would have said, yeah, that's not going to work, Todd, but here's what we're going to do. At least I had a solution. Now, to wrap things up, networking, patience, and problem solving are the keys to my success, all because I learned how to be accountable and because I always come back with solutions.